Hi guys. As you can see, we're celebrating today. Today is my older twin brother Charlie's and my birthday, and they've decorated the set for us. I'd hope to bring him in to have you get a chance to meet him again, but he's away on another assignment. You have already seen him a couple times. I've had him fill in for me on times when I couldn't make it to the set to do the show, and he's done it for me. So some of you may have recognized a few times when the show just felt a little bit different, but maybe you didn't. We'll try and bring him in maybe a little later in the season here, see if we can get him in to co-host the show with us. Okay, today, Monday, a whole episode today. It's going to be a little bit long because I got a lot of things I just want to cover about this group, but we've covered some swing bands, jive bands before. Louis Jordan, Shocks Johnson and the Jive Bombers, and of course, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Today I'm going to look at another group that's more localized up here in Ontario, a band called the Jivewires. Now, this is a group that's not only fun to listen to, they do great recordings, but a great group to see live. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes where you get a chance to see a live performance to really get an idea of what this band does. It's led by Steve Burt on vocals and trombone, and it has a traditional horn lineup. We've got two saxes, trumpet player, Steve on trombone, and then a rhythm section. Now, the group has had, I think, about 6 albums released. Yeah, 6 albums out now, but not a lot of them are available. Now, I'll tell you about that, how we can find them in a little bit. I went on to streaming networks. I didn't see them there. I went on to iTunes. They had one, their most current releases on there. But they do have 6 albums out, and I'll tell you where to find them in a minute. The band itself does a lot of covers. They do original tunes, and it's just a lot of fun. Now, I have 3 of their albums, and again, now I've had to move out of the era of LPs, CDs. I'm in digital downloads right now. I stream a little bit, but most of what I do is digital downloads to make sure that some money gets back to the musicians. And that's what I have here. We've got 3 albums by the Jivewires. The first one, Jive-O-Matic. It's an older album. It's probably I'm going to say the 3rd one they put out. And you'll notice if you look at their catalog, the horn section and a few of the players, they do tend to change from album to album. There's a couple of albums where they've stayed the same, but there is a personnel change. So it gives you a chance, if you like one better than the other, you kind of follow those players. But the group has always stayed true to its original mandate. They call themselves Jive Rock. They also promote themselves as the missing link between swing and rock and roll. So this album, notable song on here was Black Dog. Just to give you an idea how this band really interprets things. And I know what you're thinking. You say, I know Black Dog. It's that great Led Zeppelin tune. Yes, it is. And if you're like me, when I was in high school, we had what they called stage bands at that time. And a lot of times they would try and buy rock songs and use them in the stage band. You know, try and be the band up to date and be more modern. And I never found it worked. Rock tunes did not adapt well to a big band, stage band style of playing. Now, that being said, I mean, you look at Black Dog and you're saying, well, we've got those classic vocals. We've got Jimmy Page's, epic guitar lines. How are you ever going to transfer that into a swing band? But they do. And on Jazz-O-Matic, you can actually listen to the tune. But better than that, if you go to YouTube and look up Jivewires, you'll find they've got 2 versions of Black Dog on there for videos. One at Irene's, one at Centerpoint. And I'd recommend the Centerpoint one to check out. It's just a little better sound, clearer picture, and I think the band's really tight on this version of it. And get a chance to see how they take such an epic classic rock song and turn it into a song of their own. And it really, really works well with the swing band. And I know that's hard to believe. You'll have to see it to believe it. But, I mean, check it out. Another album I picked up, see what it was called here. I wrote it down because I get always Laughing in the Poorhouse. A great album again. And this has another classic song on it. We laugh about it all the time, my daughter and I. He's got a song called Chip Song. And basically it's an ode to this chip wagon located on Bank Street at the corner of Sunnyside in Ottawa. And just telling how the great chip wagon he thinks this is. And you wonder, how could you make a tune out of that? But again, it works. And the funny part about this chip wagon is right across the street from one of Ottawa's oldest independent theaters, the Mayfair Theater. And you may remember I talked about the Mayfair back when we did the Rocky Horror episode. Before the pandemic, Rocky Horror was a mainstay at that theater. They would play that regularly with audience participation, along with another movie that was known as the worst movie ever made called The Room. Those two were always on the playlist for the Mayfair. So in that one block at Bank Street, Sunnyside, we've got the ode to the best chip wagon in town and one of the greatest theaters in town, independent operated, a theater where they boast themselves on showing movies you won't see anywhere else. Let's go back. Original coverage, yeah, Black Dog. Another album I picked up, and this, again, if you want to just get a sample of what they do, it's Jivewires Do Jordan. And all those classic Louis Jordan hits are in there. And again, they just rock with this. And what's unusual is some of these albums, I think Jordan and the Laughing in the Poorhouse were recorded live. Now, not live before an audience at a concert, but live, and not even in the studio. They were recorded in the town hall or, just a venue. And they come in, play the charts, that's it, nailed it. So, I mean, they're really exciting in that sense. Not a lot of overdubs. What you're hearing is what you would hear if you saw the band live. Now, where to find the music? There's a website, and I listed it at the beginning, called bandcamp.com. Now, on here, you can stream some of it, but you can also purchase downloads. If you use the digital app, they have, or I guess the mobile app for it, you can't purchase from that. You can only stream some of the songs. If you go to the actual internet website of bandcamp.com, there you can purchase the music. And I'll tell you, it's really reasonable. I think Jive-O-Matic was like $5. Laughing in the Poorhouse was 7 or 8. It wasn't a lot, but they give you an option of buying it at that price, or if you want to pay a little bit more, that money goes to the musicians as well. Now, what I like about Bandcamp is 15% is their cut. So a lot more money seems to be going to the musicians than on some of the streaming networks. And on Fridays, once a month, they call it Bandcamp Friday, all proceeds go to the artist. They don't take a cut at all. So the money you spend is actually going in the pockets of the musicians that are, creating this art for us. So I really enjoy that part of this website. Now, again, a couple of other artists we had on there. If you remember back, we talked about the Shuffle Demons. This would have been probably last year. They're on Bandcamp as well. And again, they're a great saxophone group. 3 front players are lead sax, and we've got rhythm in the back. It's not like anything you've ever heard before. I can remember going to see the Shuffle Demons, and I think I mentioned this story in their episode. And I saw them in the afternoon, then went to see a regular jazz band later on in the day, and it just wasn't interesting at all. What the Shuffle Demons had done had kind of opened my ears to a whole different sound, and I go back to hear the traditional saxophones playing the traditional style of solos, and it just wasn't holding my interest. If you want to try out something completely different, and don't think like super sax or something like that, it's not like that at all. It's a very unique style they have. I call it demon chords, demon harmonies. They've got a very distinct sound and just an excellent fun band. And if you want to check them out, I'd recommend checking back some of the earlier ones like Bop Rap or Live in Europe. What Do You Want? Extra Crispy, just to get a feel for what this band does. And again, they're available on Bandcamp. So it's a great site to go to pick up some music. I mean, obviously they don't have all the artists we have on some of the other networks, but more of the money goes to the artists, which I think is really important. See, that's about it I've got for here. I just jotted down some notes on here because I thought, I don't have cue cards. I don't have the actual albums with me, so it makes it a little harder than if I had them. But a great band to listen to, a great band if you get a chance to see them live. Check out their YouTube videos, and as well, you can check them out at jivewires.com. So, Monday, Jivewires. Kick your week off to a great swing with one of the swingingest bands in the land. Till then, we'll see you on Wednesday when it's classic rock. Take care, stay safe. See you on Wednesday. Yes, guys, and just before we leave, just want to thank my wife for decorating today so that we had a great set to bring the birthday show to you. That's it. Take care. See you on Wednesday.